it.
So you pull over, you get a ticket. You going 80 and a 60. You get a ticket. And when your first excuse is I was going with the flow of traffic. Right? But you speeding.
Right.
You know you speeding. And then you get the ticket, you get home, and the first thing you start doing is blaming it.
View what the bosses view. You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association.
All right, guys, welcome to the YMANation podcast, episode number 56.
All right,
you see, I get excited like as the numbers just go up,
know, right?
one by one.
One by one.
One by one. Then on Wednesday, I'll be like, episode number 57. We did it. 57. I'll be all excited again. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Make sure if you're on, like, comment, and
subscribe.
I am Joe Wallace, and this is
Rebecca Wallace.
And today is Wealth Building Monday.
Wealth Building Monday.
So before I go into the show,
okay,
I'm going to talk about the contest. $2,000. Do another. $2,000. You know, when I start talking about money, you see her eyes. Look what I told you. $2,000. When we hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month, we are going to give away $2,000.
Who's ready?
Are
y'all ready? Y'all doing your part?
Sometime during this episode, we are going to give away a keyword.
So you gotta listen.
You have to listen. You have to watch. You can't scroll through it, try to speed through it because it's like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, the keyword, and then we keep going. So you got to watch the episode. The way to win is down in the comment section. You'll see that there's going to be a link for the drawing. And when I give you the keyword, click the link and it'll take you to the website. And all you have to do is just put in the keyword and you will be entered.
Very simple.
You want more chances to win? If you want more chances to win, if you go on our YMANation Facebook page, make sure you follow our page on Facebook too. Your name will go into the drawing. So like all of February, you can actually see like the people that joined the page.
Yep.
So everyone who joined the page in the month of, I said February, I mean March. In March.
He's still in lesson.
Your name will go into the drawing. And then every episode in March, when this comes out, go on the Facebook page, like on that episode, down in the comment section, put hashtag YMANation and share. That's how we are going to get the 2,000 subscribers. You guys have to share it so your friends and family could come and subscribe on the podcast.
Okay.
So that's how we're going to get the 2,000 subscribers. 2,000 subscribers equals $2,000.
All right, let's do it.
Wealth Building Monday. Today we're going to talk about success, like always.
Okay.
But you have to fix yourself to be successful. That is the title today. You have to fix yourself to be successful.
That's a touchy topic.
Yeah,
you know?
but yeah, it's going to be a serious conversation. But you know me, I'm going to be real. I'm going to talk about the topic and hopefully give you guys the information that you need. And it may not be every title or subject, but something in here. Use it, implement it into your life, and make changes to help propel yourself into success.
I think that with no matter how successful you are or where you are in your life, there's always something that you can fix about yourself.
That's interesting that you said that because I was talking to an employee and I was telling her, I said, you know what? Every day I look for something that I did. So I look back through the day and I say, I could have did that better. Or I could have changed that. So every day I look through my life and I say, what could I have done better? And if you do that, that means every day you're improving yourself every day.
Right.
You'll be like this huge light glowing soon of just full of wisdom though.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
One step. Guys, it is okay not to be perfect. Like
Nobody is.
Nobody is, right?
is.
So when we talk about success, guys, you guys have to understand you're going to make errors. You're going to mess up. It's okay. It's how you learn from it. Like, what did I learn from it? See, what happens is people make mistakes and they don't want to say, I made a mistake.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
I made a mistake, but it was because of this.
Right.
Or-
Explanation.
Yeah.
Insert explanation or excuse.
Or an excuse, right? Be accountable.
Right.
That's the main thing. Look inwards. Even when it's like this person did something, this person did something, this person did something, look inward. And what could I have done? This person bumped into my shoulder and he got upset and then I responded and then it led to a fight. Look inward though. What could I have done in that?
Right.
Should I have responded? Should I have just let it go? Right? Like look inward. How can I, like in that scenario, what could I have done better at all times? It's okay. And if you make a mistake, then you say, you know what? Okay, I did that and then that happened. Okay, so going forward in the future, if I ever face that type of scenario again or a situation similar to it, I know how to react or how to respond to it. Well, I won't put myself back into that same place.
Right.
Good deal. I'll give you, you know.
It's almost like going to a buy here, pay here car place, and you know that you're probably not going to get the best car there.
You know you're not.
And then,
or the best deal.
And then you get mad at them because they sold you the car that you knew when you went there was not going to be a good car. And then you give them the car back, but now it impacts your personal credit. And then you turn around and go to a different buy here, pay here place. And
starting over.
You do the same thing over and over. I'm not saying that.
Because some people, that's all they can afford or they're
right. You have to
current.
make that decision.
Right.
But if you're making that decision, then you have to make it smartly.
And be accountable for it too.
Right. So how do you get out of the position to not have to do that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Learning from what happened previously.
Before. Right.
You know what? So I'm going to give 2 examples now because you got my mind moving. You got my mind moving.
I got them thinking, y'all.
Yes.
I got them thinking.
You know what? It made me think about when I, back in the days, there was a space shuttle called the Challenger. You ever heard of the Challenger? Yeah. It exploded on its way up. And I could guarantee everyone at NASA went into learn mode.
Right.
What happened? We can never allow this to happen again.
Right.
Treat your life the same way. Like, man, this was bad on me. I never allow this to happen again. What can I do to put myself in a place where I will never be confronted with this, or I will never allow this to happen again?
And one thing I learned just in my growth over the years is you can't depend on anybody but yourself. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right.
What I mean by that is you have to understand how to depend on yourself and how to rely on yourself before you then can put your trust to rely and depend on others.
Don't steal my show. That's like the third thing. So you kind of took my third thing. Well, we're going to touch on that. But the other one, this is going to be a good one. I like to use analogies.
Yeah.
An analogy king. They used to call me the analogy king. If you're on a freeway, you driving.
Oh, is that how you try to?
You driving, you got your music playing, boom, boom. Speed limit, 60.
Yeah.
You going
70.
80 with the flow of traffic. And you driving it all of a sudden. I wish we had like a siren on the board.
Yeah.
you want to do the siren?
No.
Ah, you messed it up.
Okay.
And then you get around. Okay, the siren's not going to sound like that, but you get the point, right? So you pull over, you get a ticket. You going 80 and a 60. You get a ticket. And when your first excuse is I was going with the flow of traffic. Right? But you speeding.
Right.
You know you speeding. And then you get the ticket, you get home, and the first thing you start doing is blaming everything else on
But yourself.
Yep.
Yep.
I had to speed because I was late to work. And then you just stop. and just stop. But you don't explain why you was late to work, that you got up late.
That officer could have gave me a warning.
He could have gave me a warning.
He could have gave me a warning, not a ticket.
Yeah, and then everybody else, why he ain't pull nobody else over, right? Yeah. So you look at every reason why it's not your fault.
Yep.
Instead of going to the root and saying, you know what, when I heard my alarm go off, I should have got my butt up and got ready for work. Instead of like, man, I was half an hour, I laid in bed for a while, then I got up, then I had to rush then I had to speed to get to work, and then they go pull me over. Go to the root of the problem, be accountable.
Right, or if an emergency did rise and you did have to be to work late, then did you communicate that with your employer? Did they know that you're going to be late, or are you just trying to? And
maybe they would have told you it's okay.
It's okay.
So you didn't have to speed. So then you wouldn't have had to speed. So
it's all about doing things to prevent yourself from having to make those decisions that put you in a bad situation.
Right. And it's about being truthful with yourself too.
Right.
Because if you had called and they're like, well, you've been late like twice. You need to get here. Then okay, maybe you're speeding, right? Yeah. And then you get pulled over, and then you're like, well, I know inside I was trying to do the right thing.
Right.
Right. But you are accountable for yourself. But I know going forward, I need to get up on time.
Right.
Next thing is you got to make wise decisions by being able to look forward and forward plan. And this is important because it's all a part of planning. And you have to take this into your personal life, or you entrepreneurs out there, since this is Wealth Building Monday, you business owners, entrepreneurs, but also in your personal life. Look forward and make your decisions about what are the outcomes of your decision. So again, if I speed, what are the outcomes? What are the possible outcomes? I could get to work early or on time, or I can get a ticket. Now let me make a decision.
Or I can get in a car accident.
Or I could get in a car accident, right.
And now I done totaled my car.
Then how I'm going to get to work?
Then how I'm going to get to work. And now you've lost your job because you may not can get to work.
Because you missed too many days. And then you don't got to get.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, it's just a credit score, relax.
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
Gap insurance. Oh no, we just all over the place. But you know what's crazy? There's somebody that's watching this and be like, why they trying to expose me right now?
Why they talk about my life?
Yeah, but that's real life.
I think that we can talk about it because we've seen so many people go through it.
Yeah, it's not just one person, right?
It's not like some outlandish thing that rarely happens. This happens like on a daily basis. How many wrecks are on 85 going up or down 85 every day?
And the impact it's going to have on somebody's life.
On somebody's life. So it's not some out there wild scenario. And yeah, maybe you weren't the person speeding. Maybe the person speeding ran into you and now it altered your path and your direction.
Right.
And you didn't have nothing to do. You didn't have anything to do. You was doing what you were supposed to be doing. But you never know. So you have to prepare for what if something happens.
And it goes back, either way, make smart decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Your decisions is going to impact the trajectory of your life.
Right.
So whenever you make a decision, you have to think, if I make this decision, what are the possible outcomes?
Right.
Everything. I don't care if you're spending money. I don't care whatever it is. If I make this decision, what are the possible outcomes? You got to fix yourself first on that road to success. Mm-hmm. Next, if you consider yourself a leader or you're trying to get to that place, you got to step up. You got to put yourself on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand it because they haven't been there. They just see it. I don't care what it is. If it's in sports, if it's at work, you have to put yourself on that pedestal.
Can I say something real quick?
Definitely.
That doesn't mean go out there and buy a $100,000 car to implement what you see people that are successful doing. Or that doesn't mean go and buy expensive clothes.
Oh
Or,
yeah, I was gonna break it down what I meant, but go ahead.
Oh.
But no, that's a good point. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So that means your mental, your actions, what you're doing in whatever leadership position that you're trying to get to, what are you doing yourself to get there?
You just pulled me back to something. A meeting I was just in with an employee, and I was telling the employee, right now, act in the place that you see yourself being in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a manager, act like a manager now. Like, do the things that a manager would do now.
And that doesn't mean overstep your position. What that means for people that are working in the workplace, or if you're going into becoming an entrepreneur, that means, it doesn't mean that you have to overstep what your role is, but what it means is do things before you're asked to do them. Be on time, be early.
Manager, right.
Right.
Because they're that role model.
What they do, that doesn't mean that if you see someone struggling, help them, voluntarily. So it's all about your actions and the way that your attitude projects towards other employees and
just the work
right.
in general. Like wherever you work at, if you work in a manufacturing plant, and you getting pissed off about, oh man, they got all these things coming so fast, for how they think we go keep up, right? And then so now you are influencing your peers now, right? So a leader wouldn't influence their peers in a bad way,
right?
A leader,
negatively,
right? They will look and say, all right, guys, we're gonna have to like pump it up right now to keep up with the load of work. So
right,
but put yourself in a place where you see yourself at. Like, if you think of, this gonna be kind of off the wall, but not off the wall, but like Jesus, if you look at that great body and say that he let the entire world know that he's not just an average person on earth. Like, I am here. So in your life, you have to say, like, wherever my goals are in life, like, I'm going to project that out. So I want to influence people and show them, like, hey, I'm on the road to greatness here. But everything that we just talked about, if you're able to combine everything that we just said and put it into one and make those changes in your life to be a great leader and put yourself up on that pedestal, watch how it change. Watch how it changes your life.
And best trust and believe, to be a leader, you have to be accountable, because not only are you accountable for yourself, you're now accountable for other people. So if you don't understand accountability and being accountable for yourself, then you're not going to make it to that leadership role, because if you can't even say, I messed up, then you're definitely not going to be able to say, oh, well, I messed up and the person and my staff messed up. You're now accountable for
like, how we're going to fix this.
How we're going to fix it, right?
Oh, yeah. It's been messed up because of the equipment. Yeah, the stupid equipment, instead of like, okay, like we did something that caused the equipment to fail.
Right. So how are we going to fix it, and then implement things to
prevent it going forward, right?
Right. And to make things better.
Key word, guys, is leader. That's it. Leader is the key word. The next thing, discipline. Discipline. And yeah, we were just talking about that on Friday on the Friday football show with Marcus Whitney. If you didn't see Friday football, go back and watch it. That young man, he gave you guys so much information on that show. I mean, just from a AAU coach to being a father to being a role model for his kids and family. It's a great show. So make sure you go back and watch episode 55 of Football Friday. Discipline. Discipline is from what we're talking about on you have to fix yourself to get the success. When I talk about that word, your mentality, you have to be able to create that in your mind. For one, you need to be able to resist temptation. And how do you do that? By creating discipline.
Discipline.
So on your road to success, a lot of people, which I've seen, they get the keys to success. They start getting money, and the first thing they do is they do not have discipline to control their spending. So as they make money, they're just blowing it. And then when there's challenges and struggles, then there's no cash or capital there for them to lean on because, man, the new Jordans came out and they had 2 colors, so I'm going to go buy them. That's $400. Oh, man, like, I got a little money now and I got good credit, so I'm just going to go get this 2020 now. I'm currently paying $250 on my car payment, but now
I'm paying
$650 on the car payment. So every month, like on my road to success, as I'm making more, it doesn't seem like I'm making more because I'm still breaking even and check to check. I may got a nicer car, some fresh shoes, some jewelry or whatever, but I'm broke because you're still on that check to check mentality because you have not created discipline.
Right. And we see that a lot in my line of work in the real estate where there's no discipline in home ownership because people don't understand the process. And I think that discipline and process goes together.
Yes.
Because if you're an entrepreneur and you say, I know that on the 30th or the 31st of every month, I need to have month end done. I need to have my books done. I need to have this done. And that's the process, right? And you have to discipline yourself to be in that process.
And meet that deadline.
To meet the deadline. And that's a lot of business. A lot of business is about meeting deadlines. If you're doing business with other people, if you have orders that have to go out by this date so your clients get their product by a certain date, that means you have to know it's going to take me X amount of days to make the product or to get the product and do whatever you have to do to the product. And then it's going to take this amount of time to get it out in any business,
right?
You know? So the process and discipline, I think, go hand in hand, or that's the way I see it.
No, I agree.
Because you have to have the right processes in place to create the discipline.
You have to have the right processes in place to create the discipline. From an angle, I agree, definitely, because it's so broad. You know, it can impact so many things, but definitely, when you talk about processes, definitely, they go hand in hand.
Right.
And this is a good time to talk about this. Why? Because it's tax season. It's tax season, and also people are getting their stimulus checks right now. So discipline is important right now because, you know, people start getting, I'm about to get $1,400, and they check the check now. But as soon as they get that $1,400, vacation time. As soon as they get that,
because spring break's here. So now I'm going to go take my taxes and my stimulus, and I'm going to go get, and Easter's around the corner. So I'm going to go get all my kids' Easter outfits and Easter baskets. And
they're going to be fresh to death.
They're going to be fresh for Easter. And then we're going to go plan this vacation for spring break because it's right around that same time. We're going to go to the beach, and we're going to stay there for a week, and we're going to go shopping while we're there.
Which I'm going to take off a week of work, too.
Yeah.
For that to happen. So I'm going to go a week without a check, too.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So don't misconstrue what we're saying. What I'm saying, it's okay if you can afford it. But
right. If you're in a financial position and you've done a budget, which is another process that you've put in place in your life, that I'm going to budget out, can I miss a week of work? Can I, is this extra money that I can spend right now, or is this money that I need to be allocating to something else because I'm already behind?
One approach that I like to implement in my life is I like to save 4 times and then spend. Save 4 times and then spend. So if you're saving like between 20 to 25% of your income, you save. So if you make, say $4,000 a month, that means that at the end of the month, you've saved 25% of your income. That's $1,000 in savings.
Right.
Then the next month, that's $1,000 in savings. By month 4, you got $4,000. So if you want to take your family on a vacation and it's going to cost you $1,500, it has no impact on you. It has, but it's I ain't gonna say no impact, but you still have a reserve, right?
Right. You still have reserve to fall back on.
Right. But people that live check to check, there is no reserve. So that extra money, you just pulling from that extra money.
Right.
Instead of saying, you know what, let me put some in savings or let me pay my rent. I actually had a post on Facebook under Joseph Wallace, if you don't know. But I had a post on Facebook and I asked people a similar question. Like, what are they doing with their stimulus? And you'll be amazed. Some of the people, like, I paid my rent for 2 months. I'm like, that's good, right? I paid down bills. I used my entire stimulus to pay down bills. Oh, I got my taxes. I paid my car off. You know how important that is? Someone paying $300 a month for a car payment.
And now they don't have
and now
it.
they don't have a car payment. That's like, for one, there's no more interest on that loan.
Right.
So that's money that you're going to save over the long period of time. So that's how you have to see it.
Right. Agreed.
The next thing, you have to improve yourself on this road to success. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself or you doubt that it can't happen, then it most likely won't happen. So whatever your dreams are, your passions are, believe in yourself and say, I could do it. And once you make the decision to say that I can achieve something or do this, I mean something realistic. You can't say, I'm about to fly to Mars. How you flying to Mars? Well, Superman did it. I mean, something that you can actually do. If you say, you know what, I'm going to start.
Send him to Mars.
I'm going to get this job. Right now I work here, but in X amount of time, I would like to be a manager or VP. Well, the last vice president, how long did it take him to get to that role? Oh, about 12 years. So, okay, let's plan out the next 12 years of your life.
Right.
And what steps are they going to look for? I mean, what are some of the qualifications they're going to look for in a VP? And then you start preparing yourself for that. And you just believe that I'm going to drive, and I'm going to drive, I'm going to drive this and drive this and drive this. You know how many times when I was in the corporate world, how I worked myself up? My first time I applied for a supervisor, nope. The second time I applied, nope. And from my perspective, and just seeing what my scores was compared to the people I was competing against, I was like above everybody in quality, handle time, everything. But I didn't get selected. I looked inward. I didn't say, oh, well, you know, the manager and that guy are friends. So I always see them talking to each other, buddy. I didn't look out and like make an excuse. Oh, that's why he got hired. I said it's fine because I know when it's my time, it's going to happen, right? Because man can't stop your success, right? What's meant for you. So if you're driving something, you pushing hard, you just never quit at something. That door is you'll force the door to open. So believe in yourself, believe in your dream. The last thing is plan everything out. Like, treat your life like a business. A business has hours, it works. So on your road to success, like, what are your hours? How much are you going to sacrifice?
Right.
Dedicate to this dream or whatever it is that you're trying to become successful at. What are your hours? And that doesn't mean that, well, I work from 9 to 6, so I'm going to put in like an hour after work when your competition works like 4 hours a day or 5 or 6 hours a day and just doing that.
Right.
And that's all they do is that for 6 hours. But you are going to put in an hour of time and think you're going to be successful and out-compete them. Right. So if
it has to be realistic.
Right? But plan it out. If I want to make change and I want to be successful, what is it going to take? And let me create a plan on it. I'm going to treat my life like a business. What are my hours of operation for my business? Who are the people I need to make happy? Like my life, in my life, because if the people around you are happy, then the majority of the time you elevate and vibrate on a higher level. Right. Because you're happy and the people around you are happy. So it brings up your vibration. So treat your life like a business. Plan it out every stage of it. And what's important about that is financials. plan it out. Before you spend, plan. Go back and everything I just talked about, like look forward.
Right.
So before you make a decision to spend on something, let me look past that. Man, if I spend on it, I know I'm check to check and I be struggling on my rent right now and my light bill. If I spend this, I'm gonna be right back in a place. If I take my taxes, 3 months from now, I'm gonna be right back in the same place. And it's the reality. This is actually like 90% of people.
Right.
Because you see people right now, our phones today, it was like the employees was like nonstop today. Why?
Right.
Because stimulus and tax season, which we expect that. But
Right.
guess what happened? 5 months from now, you start seeing those same people having financial problems, but they got $5,000 or $6,000 in taxes, right? So it's just plan it out, be smart. Start just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, think if I got this money, if you're gonna put this to the side for something, don't touch it. This is going to help me to achieve my ultimate goal in the future. So this is off limits because this is part of my success strategy.
That's it. Hey, that was a lot of good info, guys.
That was a lot of good information. But you know what? If you could take any millionaire and they may not say, oh, I agree with that, but I guarantee the majority of what we just talked about, they agree with it. And
Right.
like, yeah,
Right.
definitely I agree with that. On your road to success, yes. So guys, take the information, implement it into your life, and let's see some change.
Let's do it.
Thank
Like,
you.
comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to hit 2,000 subscribers.
We are.
What we got,
We
2
are.
weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, we knocked out 400 in 2 weeks, so we got 600 to go. Well, 500 and something to go.
Well, let's get it.
We'll do. Oh, let's go. Make sure
Let's
you
go.
go on the YMANation page here on YouTube and scroll through the videos and check out what's happening. Look forward to that. Let's go.
View what the bosses view. You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.